Gemini. This is a general reading for the sign of Gemini. If you have Gemini anywhere in your birth chart, there is a message here for you. Also, if you have come across this reading for no in particular reason, please know that there is a message here for you as well. Spirit works in beautiful and wonderful and amazing ways. You will find the message for you when it is time, when you are ready to receive that messages. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Gemini. Also, Gemini, this month marks a marks a waxing crescent moon in the sign of Taurus. With that waxing crescent moon, we all may be thinking a lot about our safety, about our stability, and ways to satisfy that. We maybe feel the need to fill those needs, those thoughts with material things. And Gemini, what that is Spirit is asking us to find peace and tranquility from within by seeking self-acceptance. Self-acceptance really does start with loving the things about ourselves that we feel are maybe unlovable or unlikable. That is where self-acceptance starts. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Gemini. And look at that beautiful wish fulfillment card. What is that? And the underlying message, the basis, the foundation of this message is the King of Wands, or the King of Fire. What is that, Gemini? Why do we have that King of Wands here? The King of Wands is all about mastering our thoughts, mastering our emotions, and using our thoughts and our emotions in guiding our destiny. Guiding our destiny. Guiding our destiny. Looking for guidance for your destiny, for your calling. And we start with the Hierophant here in your public life, in your professional life. Mastering that. Effective that. And this Tower moment between the Magician and finding balance. You will put in the effort. Finding balance. Let's really think about this here, Gemini. What is Spirit wanting to tell us? You have these skills. You have the ability, you have the talent, you have the drive, you have the motivation, you have everything that you need to be successful in your career path, in your job, in whatever it is that you are doing in your public life. You have it. You have the ability. Chaos. There's some type of chaos. Some kind of life-changing moment that has happened that has caused you to rethink your approach. Perhaps maybe seek out a different job, perhaps start another business, or perhaps start off on your own, or to work alone. but something has forced a change in your public life, in your work life. And whatever changes that you are making, or whatever changes you have made, they play in directly to your skill sets. You have the magic, you have the ability to make this happen. The trick for you is, and I say this many times in the Gemini reading, is finding balance and being able to keep separate your home life from your work life. I think in the past, either your work life affects your home life or your home life affects your work life, and it's been a tangled mess. And for a Gemini, it's important that you have the duality. And the duality needed here is the duality between your work life and your home life. And so I would recommend, our spirit is recommending or suggesting at this time, that you keep family, family, friends, friends, work associates, work associate. Keep that separate and find that balance to achieve the success that you are looking for. And again, that comes with mastering your fire, mastering your passions. Mastering your fire and mastering your passions, and not letting them lead you. You can have them guide you, but not to lead you. You are the master of your own thoughts, and you have the ability to control that fire, to control your emotions. In your home life, in your private life, look at this beautiful Empress card. You have made, look, and we have this beautiful justice here. You have made changes, or are making the changes that you need to make in your home life, in your private life, in your personal life. Justice. Justice. For that newfound peace. Newfound peace. Justice comes at a cost of leaving behind that no longer serves you, of leaving behind those that betrayed you, those who broke your trust. And by leaving those behind, although it was a cost in comparison to what you are gaining, it really wasn't a cost at all, was it, Gemini? Yes. Yes. Or perhaps when I see the swords, see the swords, even though this is a card of betrayal and mistrust and trust broken, and I see the Five of Pentacles here on leaving things behind that no longer serve you, do you still feel that there's a conversation that needs to be had with a family member or a close friend to find clarity? Maybe you're seeking some kind of closure, or maybe they are seeking closure with you. We can move forward without having those conversations, without sharing those words. We can move on and simply enjoy the justice and the prosperity that is being brought into our lives. And it looks like maybe you're on the fence here. Sometimes if we're not able to have that conversation with a person or share those words or those thoughts or those feelings or those emotions with a person, I am a big believer, a true partaker in writing those thoughts, writing those words down on a piece of paper and just having a bowl burning ceremony. You know, it doesn't even have to be a fancy bowl. Write it in the sink. Put it out there in the campfire. Obviously, where you're not going to start a fire of any sort, but just write those words down. Find that closure in the burning, and watch the smoke bring up those thoughts and those words to heaven and put those out in the universe. For the universe to deal with, for God to deal with. God, He will work with you. He will guide you. He will help you find the closure that you are needing, even if you can't find that closure directly, person to person, conversation to conversation. There's other ways to find that closure and master our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. Final thoughts, final messages. Look at you moving forward in victory and finding that wish fulfillment. Your ancestors are truly guiding you, truly moving you. Find quiet time to meditate. Find quiet time for daily meditation. Your ancestors are leading you. Your ancestors are guiding you. Your ancestors are watching over you. Take this time. Take this time to save for a rainy day. Quite possibly you haven't been saving quite as much as you will need for a rainy day that is coming later this year. Take this time to save, to put back. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Gemini. Thank you, Gemini. You have a blessed week.